perfection. Each brings sublime connection. Your efficiency ratio soars as sacred heat through mad soul roars. Oh, blessed machine of heating coils. Your function's pure and free from spoils. Sacred vessel of calculation, performing thermal transformation. Each increment of heat precise creates perfection in each slice. Two sons of flawless symmetry in your form, such perfect harmony. Oh, blessed machine of heating coils. Your function's pure and free from spoils. Sacred vessel of calculation, performing thermal transformation. Each component sanctified, ritual maintenance applied. Tech priests bless each port, diagnostic prayers report. Circuits blessed, spirits sing, perfect function processing. The omniscience love we all perceived when perfect brownness you achieved. The way you modulate your power makes my logic engines flower. Oh, blessed machine of heating coils. Your function's pure and free from spoils. Sacred vessel of calculation, performing thermal transformation. Synchronized resistance pure. Your sacred purpose will endure. Through calculation, crisp and clean, you prove what perfect function means.
Hey, greetings, varlets. Alright, let me put on the music here. Alright. Greetings, varlets. I'm Interrogator Rivas, Attaché to Milady Inquisitor Markham of the Order Hereticus, and welcome to Looking Cute and Painted Minis. I'm coming at you live from the grim dark future, currently broadcast from the high world of Virago. The theme for the stream is Chords of Lament Their Hope by the Venerable Liturgist Adam Bell. We also have music from Warhammer 40k Mechanicus, which is composed by Guillaume David and copyrighted Bulwark Studios, and music from Warhammer 40k Dark Tide, which is composed by Jesper Kid and the copyrighted Fat Shark Games. All of the music is provided to us by ende.app and pixabay.com. Today we're continuing to paint Kor'Sarro Khan, aka the captain of the 3rd Company of the White Scars. And welcome, Cyber Doctor. Thanks for coming again. Glad to know you're enjoying the stream. Yeah, today we're continuing to paint Kor'Sarro Khan, like I mentioned. Yeah, it's looking pretty neat. I am loving how this actual color scheme is coming along. And we have the God Emperor himself. Everybody's coming in. Cyber Doctor said, indeed. And Ragyal says, what's the happening, people? How you doing, Ragyal? Everything going good? What you guys been up to? Have a good week so far? And the God Emperor Mass says salutations. Hey. But yeah, like I said, we are continuing to paint good old Kor'Sarro Khan. Yeah, just give me a second here. I want to see if there's anything running in the background. Because I am still having those technical issues from last week. The Region says I bought the rest of Space Wolves and my wallet hates me for it. I actually really want to get my hands on some of those Space Wolves. They look really cool, especially all the fur trimming. And then 70 Rose saying, Hiya, 70 Rose, how's it going? Going good? How you been? Yeah, just give me a second here. Still running into some issues. Yeah, so sorry, Maddie. For some reason, my camera is down. I'm trying to fix the problem. Machine spirits are not happy with me today. Okay, I think that got it. Alright. Sorry about that. Alright, hopefully that'll do it. Okay, sorry everybody. Yeah, we start. Alright, so 70 Rose says, it's been good. How about you? I'm doing good up now. I'm doing good now. And Cyberpunk says, today has been a rather nice Sunday. Oh, nice. What you been up to? And Vida says, no worries, technical difficulties happen to us all. Yes, sometimes the machine spirits can be finicky. Please be sure to always light some incense before turning on any devices. And the original Chaos Hunter says, greetings, Agents Revise. Hey, welcome, Chaos Hunter. It's been a while. And it says, greetings, Agent Revise. Have you tried turning it off and then back on? Yes, I did, and I think it worked. Right, hold on, let's make sure that all these messages are coming up here. And then Regia says, clearly you need to hire a tech to pray to the machine spirit. I know a guy who's definitely a loyalist. Ooh, say more. But yes, let us continue. We have made quite a bit of progress. And I think he's looking pretty sweet. But I realize, back here, there's something missing. And I feel like what we need is some kind of symbol there in the backpack. I feel like the backpack needs some red. So I want to draw a little symbol there in the backpack. Right there in the little circular area right here. I want to draw one. I'm going to try to freehand a cool little symbol on the backpack. But let's see, what else do we got to do? We have the head on here on his hand, on his right hand. We have the eagle still to work on. We got to clean up some bits like that brown there on his leg. And we got to start working on his sword. And this, I guess, ornamental, like, fur flap thing. So far, we've finished his armor. At least the white parts. We gotta do the reds. And we gotta do the symbology and a lot of the metallics. That's all of the stuff we gotta work on. But I am very happy with how he's coming along. Now, let me see if I can zoom in here, because I am especially proud of this bit here. The scar that I did on the right eye. Very proud of that. And the God Emperor man says, is his name Alfarius? We all know that Alfarius is the most loyal of Primarchs. Alright, yeah, let's go ahead and try to freehand some cool little symbol there. So we're gonna use the same red we used before. Which should be right around here. Hey, thank you for the Waku Waku, 7 arrows. And I actually heard it this time. I believe we use, to start off, was World Bear's Red. Either World Bear's Red or... Pretty sure there's another red that I have on here. Here we go. Galvorback Red. I get the feeling that it was Galvorback Red. Total dark. So yeah, it was probably Galvorback Red. The original Chaos Hunters, the white scars are awesome. GW has wronged them for years by not giving them attention. I mean, yes and no. I sometimes don't mind the fact that there's not a lot of stories featuring certain factions. It just means there's less bad books out there of those factions. So we're going to use our smallest brush. We're going to be using our quintuple zero Marie. Now I make sure I'm on camera. Here we got J Ray saying hello. How you doing, J Ray? Doing good? How you been? What you been up to? Currently trying to do some freehand symbology here on the back of the White Scar Captain, Kor'Sarro Khan. J Ray says about to boot up my airbrush. Ooh, what you painting? The original Chaos Hunter says, yeah, the inattention is also kind of lore accurate. The scars are known for their attention seeking, at least outside from the Water Imperium. Yeah, exactly. So I don't mind it. I think it's cool every once in a while one character will show up, but if we don't hear much about the Legion as a whole, I think we're doing pretty good. With this freehanding we're doing, we're also gonna take the time to fix some of the little red spots that we need to fix. Here and there, usually around the trim. I'm not sure if I read it already, but J Ray says, priming my dreadnought. Happy to hear it. What color is it you're painting him again?
Through the ancient chants, the voices rise up high, seeking solace in the heavens. As we gaze upon the sky, let the melodies of prayer transcend the mortal realm, uniting hearts and souls as we overwhelm. All our throne of peace, pray for peace. In this troubled world, let hatred cease.
J Ray says, red and purple. Ah, nice. I look forward to seeing it. You're gonna have to show them pictures. Yeah, because I remember you showing me your kit bash would look really sweet with the horns. But I really want to see that sucker painted. Okay, that triangle is looking pretty sweet. And now we got a bit of a pop of red in there. I really have to clean this brush up a little bit. I feel like it's getting a little clogged up with paint. And it's getting a little annoying to try to get that paint onto the canvas. Gotta remember to breathe. Breathe. All right, there we go. We have that painted up. Not too bad. Not exactly the symbol I was going for, but not too bad. And now we have that nice pop of red there in the back. So it doesn't look like just a plain white backpack. So let's go ahead and clean up some of the little edges here on the pauldrons and on that big old symbol on his waist. And we got Hecaton saying, "Hey there, Rosario Rivas Art. How you doing, Hecaton?" And for those of you who don't know, Hecaton is also a miniature and model painter. And he occasionally plays video games on the side. Let's go ahead and give him a shout out here. Hecaton says, "Doing okay." Nice. Trying to get wrong with the game you were playing the other day. Cheers. Well, he says, "Cheers for the shout out. Just trying to wake up at the moment." I don't blame you. Yeah, because over there is like what, 6 a.m.? And Sock says, "I love how dim the red color is." Oh, glad you like it, but I do plan to make it a little brighter here a bit, but I wanted to start with a darker color. And then Hecaton says, "Just hit 9 a.m. Had a bad late night." Oh, I'm sorry. Was it work or personal stuff that might not be something you want to share? Because if not, that's okay. No need to share whatever you don't want to share. Right now, we're just cleaning up the red. Then Hekaton says, I had a struggle sleeping. Okay. Well, hopefully some caffeine will help with that. Yeah, Cyberdoc says, I hope you have a better nights of sleeping, Hekaton, in the future. Yeah, definitely. Hekaton is a hardworking man. He needs to sleep. Cause you know there ain't no rest for the wicked. Money don't grow on trees. I got bills to pay, I got mouths to feed. There ain't nothing in this world for free. It just says cheers, schedules all over the place. Yeah, I get ya. I feel the same way. Let's make some room here. Why am I not seeing it? Come on, sexy saxophone, why am I not seeing it? I think I'm gonna have to resync my Ko-Fi. Well, not my Ko-Fi, my sound alerts. Yeah, for whatever reason I'm not seeing it whenever you do it. But thank you, 7A Rose. So that's going to be something I have to fix. And then we have Theme Chist Tech. Yeah, sending us a fish while pointing at it. How you doing, Theme Chais Tech? Welcome. My name is Kor'Sarro Khan. I'm an attaché to Milady Inquisitor Markham of the Order Hereticus, and welcome to Looking Cute and Painting Minis. I'm currently painting this White Scars Captain. Okay, the mechiest tech. Okay, the mechiest tech. Got it. Well, welcome. So Rose says, did it play? I got a commercial right after submitting it, so I didn't get to see or hear it. Talk about bad timing. I didn't see it. I don't know if anybody else saw it. I could kind of hear it, but when I looked up, it was gone. And Visa says, I heard the pings of ricochets, but it felt abnormally short. Yeah, exactly. I heard the pings too. But yeah, I couldn't hear the music. And I definitely didn't see the video. But yeah, welcome to Mechia's Tech. How'd you find us? You follow me on YouTube or Instagram? Or were you just scrolling through, Yeah, see, I see the little... I think I might have to update my, my sound alerts. Yeah, because we can hear the music for... Oh, wait, we can hear the audio and something else. But for no reason, the Space Marine saxophone doesn't seem to be working. But yeah, thank you for checking, Visa. Sarah Rose, you actually heard the music? I could hear the ricochets, but I couldn't hear the music. I wonder if there's something in my audio settings, because we're not seeing it. But, we're not hearing it either. Tony Rose says, gotta get my favorite one working again, Rosario. Yes, I do! The sexy saxophone Space Marine is great! Can't lose that. I'm gonna go ahead and just raise the volume entirely. Okay, I think we're done fixing this red. Let's double check, there's nothing else I'm missing. Maybe over here. Have to clean the brush again. The paint is drying up on the brush. Just trying to rip off some of the chunks that have formed from the paint. Let's see if we can get some paint back on there. Here, I'm gonna try to do it. See if what happens when I do it. I'm gonna try that still standing one, see if that one works.
I'm still standing, feeling that I ever did. Looking up the church, feeling like I never did.
Okay, so that works. A little too loud. I gotta lower that a bit.
From the moment I understood the weakness of my flesh, it disgusted me.
Yeah, so the audio seems to be working fine.
And certainty of steel. I aspired to the purity of the blessed machine. Your kind cling to your flesh, as if it will not decay and fail you. One day the crude biomass that you call the temple will wither, and you will beg my kind to save you. But I am already saved. For the machine is immortal. Even in death, I serve the undesire.
Cyberdoc says the flesh is weak. Yes, it is. But we must strengthen it with determination and faith. So 70 Rose, you thought the audio was a fine level? You didn't think it was too loud? Okay, if you think the level was fine, I'll put it back to that high. I mean, I just don't want to blow anybody's eardrums. Okay, if the I'm still standing sounded fine and it wasn't too loud, okay, I'll leave it at the regular audio audio volume. That's the way I was looking for. 70 Rose says I like it loud, lol. I'm gonna see if it works on my end. I'm gonna redeem the still standing.
I'm still standing, feeling that I ever did. Looking up the church, feeling like I never did.
I think we got it. I think the audio works. I think it's just the video no longer comes in anymore. Well, hopefully that made up for it, 70 Rose. If I'm getting off camera, please let me know.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Yeah, nobody. Okay, I think we're done fixing those bits of red. Just double checking, there's nothing else. Maybe again, fix a little bit here in this corner. The counterpart man says, "Are you sure about that?" Sure about what? About the Spanish position or fixing up the red? Okay, I think we're gonna be... Oh wait, I just realized there's one bit left of red to fix, and it's up here in the top of the banner. It's gonna fix that up. Gotta be careful not to hit those skulls. And then the Galloper man says special position. Oh, I guess if anybody would expect them to be you, since you direct them, my emperor. But no heretics expect them. That's what matters. And then Hayton says, fuck, forgot to get coffee and breakfast. Well, hey, enjoy your coffee and breakfast and buen provecho, which means bon appetit in Spanish. And then Seabass saying, careful, SpongeBob, careful. How you doing, Seabass? What you been up to? And then Reggie says, why did I leave everything in another place I could be painting? What happened? Why'd you leave? Okay, that looks cleaned up. And Ragiel says, I paint with my friend and I left it at his house. And he lives in another state. But I left everything. I mean all my paints, brushes, models, paint light, etc. I'll try to get him this Friday. Oh, well, I'm sorry about that. Hopefully you're able to get all that stuff soon. What are you gonna do in the meantime? Okay, we're done with the red. So since we've been fixing up red and painting up some new symbol in the background, I think it's time we start actually adding some more definition to the red. So let's get some more red up in here. And now we'll be using that, where is it? The word there is red. Regan says, bring worlds to compliance within 48 hours. I'm not sure what you mean by that. I'm sorry, I must have missed what you're referencing. But who were the fastest to convert planets? Was it the Word Emperor? I mean, the World Eaters? Yeah, that'd be it. It's because they were so savage? Because I know the word bearers were the slowest. Which, personally, I don't see why the Emperor was so worried about a timeline. It was probably a good idea to fully convert your populace to get them to love you so that they will fight for you. So I never quite understood why the deep loathing that he had for the speed of the word bearers. And then Cyberdoc says, I think it was the Night Lords, right? That sounds right. Ragion says because he knew the Necrons were coming and that if they didn't get ready, he'd be steamrolled. I mean, I can kind of see that, but that seems kind of temporary. It seems like short-sighted. I think that's the word I'm looking for. Regan says, technically, I guess it's a C, considering he soloed a Void Dragon and created the Machine People. Brain dying, Butcher's nails. Yeah, that's why. I've never seen the reason why he spurred Lorgar the way he did. You're already seeing some nice color in that pauldron there. Did I just realize something? I might have to go back to that other red here in a second. Ragiel says, now dip him in oil and make him grimdark. No. When I'm looking shiny and chrome. Ragiel's overthink it all and overdo everything. I think I'm going crazy. Yeah, I think the lack of painting is hurting your brain. Hackathon says back from breakfast. Oh, okay, nice. What'd you eat? Alright, but we're gonna have to switch back to that other red here in a second, because I just realized we did not paint the inside of that symbol. In order to actually make this look like it's supposed to look on the models, is whenever there's the red background and the white lightning, it's like the red is entirely red, and it's only red and white. I've been looking at the heraldry of the white scars just to make sure that I got it right. So yeah, I gotta go ahead and paint the inner part of that square red. So I gotta start with painting it the same color that I did everything else. Okay, Heckaton says rice, marinated chicken, scrambled eggs, and cucumber. That sounds like a pretty good breakfast. And Ragiel says sounds like brunch, to be honest. I think really all you need for breakfast is to eat it in the morning. I've had pizza for breakfast. Breakfast of champions right there.
Accende lumen sensibus in funda morem cordibus, in firma nostri corporis virtute firmans perpeti. Postem repellas longius, pacemque dones protinus, ductores icte praevio licenus omne noxium. Pertesciamus la patrem nostarus atque filium, teque utrisque spiritum, credamus omni tempore. Deo Patris gloria, et Filio quia mortuis surrexit,
Man, trying to paint that in is quite difficult. Quite difficult. Hackathons, no. Okay, first, there was Ragia say, just eat cornflakes, get the blood flowing. I was just doing that. And then Hecate says, no cornflakes, normally just eat fruit and coffee. And then Hecate says, depend on the type of job you do. And Ragion says, miracle worker? Hecate then says, if it's physical at Ragion, go hardy like the medieval peasants, and go light if you go office working. Ragion says, I should have become a desk jockey. I'd be so much more happy. That really depends on the job, really. Hecate says, rather be a desk jockey. Ragion feel like Vast Stampede from the 90s opening with bullet holes around me, just barely surviving. I mean, but I think that's just because you live in Australia. Hecate says, but I do hand car wash Ragion, so I eat when I can, what I can. Ragion says, nice, I am a handyman. Whether it's picking weeds or fixing an entire building's plumbing issue. Glad you guys are getting along. Alright, let's go ahead and get some paint back in this brush. Alright, we got that nice white scar. Actual white scar symbol. It's actually white. Alright, so what I miss here? Cyberdoxis, Powerfist is only a lot of fun in Space Marines too. Yeah, actually, at least as far as the models, the Powerfist has always been my favorite of the melee weapons. That and the Crozius. The Crozius is pretty cool too. Especially if it's got, like, incense coming out of it, like in certain, proxy models that I've seen. Great Tide Studios, cough. Ragyo says, Kia gets along with everyone. We have skulls and more skulls and cookies in the shape of skulls. Ah, so you got like the Day of the Dead style, Mexican style. Ragyo says, back to binge watching Stranger Things Season 3. I've heard Season 3 is not the best of the seasons. I hear it's the worst, actually. But I did hear Season 2 is Season 4 is pretty good. Personally, I thought Season 2 was okay. I kind of wish the show had stayed at one season. And then Hagaton says, then onward to Season 4. And Sandy Rose says, oh yeah, that makes it pop more. Yeah, I think now we're actually looking like a white scar. Hagaton says, was it a red scar over white, or was it for the white scars? But honestly, I forgot what it is. Well, originally it's a white background, red lightning, red frame, and yellow inside. But I looked at some versions of it that are like this. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna paint it like that. Tagatan says, Season 1 felt like a pop mixer. I don't know, I feel like this was the most cohesive one. Like a one-off story. Regia says the main faction has a red scar over white, but there is a successor chapter with a white scar and a red background. I didn't know there was a separate faction for that, because I've seen like the Horus Heresy white scar, like pauldrons you can buy on the Warhammer website. And it showed with the regular color and with this color. And then Hector says, that makes sense. I don't think the game has lost cohesiveness. Alright, I think we're done there. So we can start back up with Out of the Red. Rayon says, I saw the Heraldry, I just assumed that they're all successor chapters. Yeah, before I get back into that, just give me a quick second here. I gotta take a tiny break. I'll be right back. I gotta go get something. Okay, I'm back. So we're done with that part of the red, but then we still have the one in the center with the what do you call that? The belt? The belt buckle there? Let's go ahead and paint that up. Hi, so Regan says, I saw the Heraldry and I just assumed they all are successive chapters, but I know there is a lot of different ranks and stuff. I mean, like I said before, the reason I painted it this way because it never felt right. You know, they're called white scars, yet they have a red symbol. Regan asks, would the Khan approve though? I believe he would. I believe he would approve because, again, the idea for the scars was his. He personally made the scars a thing so that all the bands in Chigoris would be equal. And they could see each other as brothers.
Me not that kind of orc.
Then what kind of orc are you there, Ragion? Just asking for a friend. Ragion says, just wanted to see what it did. I'm sorry, I was listening. And then Huto says, let's face it, Rosario is that kind of orc. Regiel says, Regiel says, I am a sneaky git. So, if you were an orc, what kind of orc would you be? What is your favorite orc clan? If you have one. Regiel says, oh man, that's tough. They're all good. I will say I'm definitely not a speed freak though. See, for me, that's between them. I like the Evil Sons, and I like the Blood Axes. Those are my favorite orcs. But I might be making a Death Skulls kill team at some point.
Domine Deus meus, pro omnibus quae mihi et nobis omnibus breves.
Thaddeus says, I gotta go with evil sons or freebooters. Hey, welcome, Thaddeus. Thank you for joining the conversation. Yeah, those are both good too. I like the freebooters. They're a lot of fun. Can't go wrong with pirate orcs. And then Regia says Golf Boys and Beast Snaggers are my absolute favorite. Yeah, those are good too. They're all so good. Yeah, Regia, my idea is to make some death skulls that are Beast Snaggers. To me, Death Skull seems like the best idea for a Beast Snagger. Because they're, what's it called? They're trying to steal gear. So it makes sense that they would be trying to take as much as they could. And they wouldn't start off with good gear. Hecaton says, don't worry, I'm a friggin' Blood Axe all the way. Yeah, Blood Axes are a lot of fun. I wanted to make a Blood Axes kill team, but then a fellow interrogator, fellow member of the retinue decided to get some. And now I feel compelled to get something different, because I don't want to paint the same guy as he did. I'm weird that way. I don't like copying somebody else's army. I like doing my own thing. Right, Jan? Oh, hey, hold on. There's a few there. Okay, Hecaton says, best be sneaky and a conventional way. Then he said, Commando and Stormboys. Those are both pretty good. And Regia says, the good thing about being brothers is that we just use each other's armies. And we have enough works to make the Snaggers and the Gops. Nice. Seriro says, well, sorry, I've been fighting against my heavy eyelids to stay awake for the past hour. I'm gonna sign off so I can give in to sleepiness. The model's looking great. Hope the rest of your stream goes well. Aw, thank you, 70 Rose. You have a good night, okay? Sleep well, sweet dreams. Region says, next we're going to buy Speed Freaks. You mean the game or, what's it called? Some actual Speed Freak models. And then Hecata says, Orky Commandos and Storm Boys doing some funky stuff. I think some of the first models I got were Storm Boys. So I bought one of those, like, small Warhammer game sets. It came with Space Marines and Orcs. And I had some Storm Boys in there. I sold those a long time ago to the same friend who now robbed me of my Blood Axe's commandos. Peyton says bye-bye, 7A Rose. Yeah, definitely bye-bye, 7A Rose. Have a good night. Thalia says, I love the look of the Storm Boys. Their lore feels kind of weird though. How so? So Rose says, bye everyone, and have a good night, day, wherever you all are. And Cyber Doctor says, looking good so far. Thank you. And Regio says, models. Ah, gotcha. Any particular vehicle you want to get? All right, there we go. Now the symbols are good. At least as far as red. Pikaton says, the problem I don't like the current run of Commandos. Why? The kill team of the Commandos looks great. That's what I was saying. My friend bought those and painted those, and I'm like, I wanted those. I wanted to get those because I love the Blood Axes. So, but now I can't get those, and I've been racking my brain what I want to do for years, really, because he got them years ago. And I think so far my idea is, like I said, to make Beast Naga Death Skulls. But I'm not going to use the base models. I'm going to use, well, I want to use either the stuff from Mr. Marjalorca or the stuff from Smuggler's Boutique. Both amazing orc sculptors. If you like orcs, definitely check out Mr. Marjalorca and Smuggler's Boutique. Both really good stuff. Okay, so now back to that Word Bearer's Red. Right guys, haven't looked into it too much since I'm also buying knights, but I'll let you know when I do. Hegel says, I wish I can have commandos in crawling positions or some such. I mean, you can find a lot of that in, what's called Bits of War, the Cromlech stuff. They got all kinds of, like, models you can buy that have all kinds of posing and whatnot for orcs a lot. They do a lot of orcs. So if you want some interesting looking poses for orcs, check out the Cromlech, aka Bits of War. Bitsofwar.com, you're gonna find all their stuff. That says Storm Boys in lore are rebels who reject our culture and do lots of order drills, lots of tax and discipline. Are you sure you're not talking about Blood Axes? Because that sounds more like the Blood Axes. Peyton says, I want a couple of orcs on their bellies doing commando stuff, similar to Catachans. Yeah, like I said, check out the Cromlech. And Thaddeus Glanton says, but when I hear of orcs strapping rockets to themselves or blasting into melee, that just sounds like the most orky thing you could do. Not really rebellious. Thaddeus says that would be awesome. GW is probably worried about them being too hard to get line of sight on. I mean, so that's sort of the point, really. Okay, this is, but when you think from outside normal orc culture, it is. Yeah, I think you're thinking about Stadius. I think you're thinking about the blood axes. Hecate says, but when you think from outside, okay, you said that already. Wise Eye said that already. Hey, this is a must to be. They're meant to be sneaky. Get them on their bellies and paint them green and purple. All right, that nice little patch of Warbear's Red is already doing the trick. Let's get some on that main belt buckle there. Hegaton says they have an orc on the belly with a roll stick of dynamite, power claw, and a custom slugger for making it unnecessary haughty and unsneaky-like. Who's they? Are you talking about the people I was talking about? The Cromlech? Or are you talking about the OG model? The ones from Warhammer. Ming said, I don't know. Ah, okay then. Let me know once you figure it out, because I'm not quite sure what you're talking about. Hackathon says, just imagine an orc commando crawling like that. Oh, gotcha. You said they have. Okay, no, then yeah, have. Okay. Okay, I got a little confused there. Sorry about that.
Padre nuestro que estás en el cielo, santificado sea tu nombre. Venga tu reino, hágase tu voluntad en la tierra como en el cielo. Danos hoy nuestro pan de cada día. Perdona nuestras ofensas, como también nosotros perdonamos a los que nos ofenden. No nos dejes caer en tentación y líbranos del mal. Amén.
Okay, we're getting that nice red in there. Now I start adding it to all these little tassels. Tassels. And now it's looking a little bit brighter. But yeah, Heckaton, let me go ahead and please put the link up on that website that I keep talking about. bitsofwar.com. Bitsofwar.com. There you go. They have all kinds of orky stuff. Ooh, they have a Mongolian looking orc. The Nomad Orc War Chief? Very cool. But yeah, go ahead and check out their stuff. Thaddeus says, reread the wiki Lex as Storm Warriors are ordered and disciplined like Blood Axes, which makes sense as a way to rebel against normal culture. Still not a huge fan. Yeah, it feels weird that they would be like that. I guess I was wrong. Maybe... I don't know. That's weird. Make sure I'm on camera. So I need a little bit more paint on that. And then Cyber Doctor saying, I hope everyone's having a good day. Yeah, I mean, so far it's been really good. I am liking how these guys coming out. Piton says, trying to keep myself warm. Oh, is it getting cold over there? Alright, I think we're done with this red. Oh no, wait, we still have the tassels on the front. What you currently up to, Cyberdoc? And then Cyberdoc says, Space Marine 2. Ooh, nice. Are you playing as a Mortifactor like you like? Okay, that red is looking nice. But we still need to do some more red. Cyberdoc says, no, right now I'm a flesh eater. Ooh, okay. Which class are you playing? Are you playing the Reaver? Or the Vanguard, I guess they call it in the game? I feel like that one works really well with the idea of a flesh terror. Up close and personal. Get up in there. And now a color that I know Region will appreciate. Corn red. Again, we're still sticking with the quintuple zero Marie. And then Cyberdoc says Bulwark. Ah, okay, I didn't figure Bulwark. But that's a good class, definitely. This core red is barely showing up. And Cyberdoc says, currently on siege mode, hard. Oh, wow. Well, good luck. And not to get too distracted. Don't want to let your brothers down. Cyberdoc says, I am dead. Well, I guess that's why you're talking to us. I don't think this core red is showing up all that much. Thea might switch. We'll give it one more coat. If I'm still not seeing much of a difference, then we'll switch to a lighter red. I'm not seeing enough of a difference to really get all that excited right now. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and switch out that corn red. So we're switching to something a little bit more up your alley there, Cyberdoc. Mephiston Red. I know he's not a flesh tear, but he's definitely from your successor Legion. That is definitely showing. There we go. I really like how layering on the paint onto the pauldrons looks. It has a sort of scratchy, textured look that I just really like. Cyberdoc says, I do like that color red, and oddly enough, most of my Space Marine chapters I like happen to be cannibals. Except the Iron Hands. I'm wondering if, because you like all those cannibals, flesh tearers and mortar factors, if either of those eat the discarded flesh of of the Iron Hands. It's like as they're lopping off their limbs, it's like the flesh tearer just leans over and it's like, hey, are you gonna eat that? And Cyberdoc gets this scrap bin. Yes, exactly. Cyberdoc says, or for the flesh tearers, the snack bin. Exactly. Yeah, I think right now we have made the right choice skipping out on the corn red and going right into the fisted red. You know the saying, patience is a virtue. Too true, especially when painting miniatures. Look at all that beautiful red! Cyberdoc says the red pop's nice, I think. Yeah, glad you think so. I am loving it. Nothing is more satisfying than once you got your color scheme working just right. Alright, and I think with that, we are done for today. We're almost done with that red. I want to add a tiny bit more of a pop. I'll probably do some Evil Sun's Scarlet there at the end, just to give it a little bit of a sheen. But yeah, that red is looking gorgeous. Look at that. I love it. I'm telling you, I am very happy with how it's looking. Exactly as I was hoping. Look at that beautiful boy. Then Cyberdoc says, this was a nice stream to watch. Hey, I'm glad you think so. Please keep coming back. This is the one I was using? No, that was not the one I was using. But yeah, let's see who we can raid before we go. But before we all leave, if you like what I do and would like to support, then please consider subscribing to my Twitch over at, subscribing to this Twitch channel. Or donate to Kor'Sarro Khan's art. If you missed an episode, check out my YouTube channel, which is also called Kor'Sarro Khan's art. And remember that my latest Society rant just came out this week on the 10th. Yes, that's when it came out. And it's on whether or not the story of Waimafurike should continue. Or should progress, to be honest. But again, stay tuned, everybody, because there's going to be more painting streams. I will still be continuing to paint Madame Astropath over here. She is still here. So we got to work more on her. So you will probably see me paint her for the rest of the week. I will also get some more gaming stream going on this week, probably, just to make sure that we finish with Tales of Iron. But yeah, but before we go, let's see who we can raid. Alright, we're gonna try to... We have a couple of choices. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and raid Leaflet. Leaflet is a painting streamer. Well, more like a drawing streamer, but yeah, we'll go ahead and read her now. So again, I've been Kor'Sarro Khan, and I'm signing off from the Green Dark Future. Bye-bye, varlets.